Hello gamers again. So I have a trip coming up and I have a bit of an issue. Tiny little issue. So you see I have this camera, film camera, Canon AE1. It's got a lens on there that works pretty well. And I was just looking through my lens collection last night and I noticed I have another lens that fits on it. This one right here. Is that Solagor something 70 to 150 telephoto little lens, and it fits and it works and it attaches and everything. But I noticed it's got some smudges, some fungus. I think you can see that white dot in there. Yeah, that's fungus that's growing on the glass inside. So figured I'm going to clean it up so that it's good to use for my trip coming up next week. I'm going up to Canada and I'd like to take some photos. So yeah, see if we can take it apart. Okay, and also I've prepped my workstation already, so let me show you what I got going on. This will be the workstation with the lens, a little screwdriver, some precision tweezers that I have, a bunch of Q-tips, a flashlight that the battery in it is charging, and hand sanitizer because I don't have rubbing alcohol right now, so if I need it, that's what I'll use. Okay, so I've taken apart lenses before because I have a bunch of old lenses that I've had to do work on, and usually the aperture ring, like the little selection area, it's like two pieces. Like this will unscrew and you can see there's screws in there. Sorry, I won't really focus. Please. Anyway, you can kind of see where the screws are. There's one there, there's one there, and there's one there. So I'm assuming those screw off and it should come apart. So that's what I'm going to start with. Okay, those screws are out, and yeah, it's just like a metal casing that lines up. It has 3 holes on it, and they line up with the holes underneath. And now there are 3 more screws and some grease that's probably 30 years old, that need to come out. So that's coming out next. Okay, yeah, so those screws are out. I'm assuming this will just come apart. Let's see. If I give it a little wiggle, yes it does. And that glass can be cleaned a little bit. You can see it's got a little gunk on it, but that's fixable. Anyway, next, I don't think there's screws in here to undo it from this side, because this is just like what it pivots on when it zooms. See, it follows like a track inside the body. It's like grooves cut out like this on the inside that it just like follows up and down. It's kind of hard to explain, but usually, and this just comes off too. Usually this will unscrew. Oh yeah, look at that. It was already loose. Wait, let's see if I can just unscrew it right now. Hang on. Oh, come on. You were so close to being in one go. Perfect. Look at that. Okay, so if you're ever wondering, on the front of the lens, these things usually come off. Usually they're a little more annoying to get off than that, but that one was fairly easy to get off. I don't know. Oh. Maybe someone's tried to take it off before because it's kind of scratched up. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, in here, you can see there are screws that need to come out, and then if I had to guess, this will probably spin out and unscrew. That's why there's those side grooves in there. You put something in there and then Yeah, I think the screws need to come out though, or maybe it's stuck. But we'll see. I'll take these screws out. Alright, now that those are off, I'm assuming this is a ring. Yeah, this should just come off like a little brass ring or something. Oh, if I can get it out. Come on. There we go. See? Oh, wrong side. Little ring. Now, let's see if my theory, and for this I'm going to switch out my screwdriver to a flathead. Let's see if this just unscrews. Alright, let's test it out. Oh, wants to rotate. Oh, I feel it going. Yep. And it's unscrewing. Look at that. I love when things just come apart. Yippee. Holy, unscrew. Oh, there we go. Sweet. All right. So, careful to not scratch the grass. Sorry if you could hear me listening to George Harrison. Okay. So this is what we need to clean. You can see the inside. It's just like an empty housing now. Ooh, that is also loose. Now we need to figure out how to get this out, probably from the back. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see it right there. So there's a hole there and there, which leads me to believe that it will unscrew. Yeah, you can see how gross this thing is. Let me see if I can shine a light on it. It's just like covered in like smudges and stuff. Does that help? Yeah, you can kind of see, I think. It's just covered in fingerprint oil and little fungus. Ew. Well, anyway, let's get these out. Ooh. I'm always scared with these things because if you go too hard and they like snap out of place, wow, that was super easy. You'll stab yourself. But that is not the case this time. It's coming apart very, very easily. Okay, I got bored of that camera shot, so this ring, that's the wrong ring. This ring was just in there like that. So let's see. Oh god, now it's stuck again. No, please. Oh, maybe if I just flip it upside down, it'll all come out. Yep. All of it. Okay, so that's the front glass, which honestly looks pretty alright. It looks fairly clean. It's pretty clean. And then that's the ring that locks everything in. Okay, and then this is the back glass in a metal housing. And this one is, yeah, I mean, you can see they're completely disgusting. Oil, fingerprints, and everything. So we're gonna clean that up. Oh yeah, that is immediately like very clean. All right, final check. Oh, that thing is crystal clear. Look at this. Like, yep. That worked. Hello. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna give this, which is what that other glass sits in, I'm just gonna wipe it down really quick. Okay, so to reassemble them, it's this one that we just cleaned. Oops, I just smudge it? Nope. Should sit into this one, right? Makes sense. I don't know if it's supposed to sit flush or not. Oh, actually, I think it's in backwards, actually. I don't know if it's supposed to sit. No, it doesn't sit with the threading, so I think it sits like that. And then it'll get that ring in it in a minute. I want to make sure this one's still fairly clean. Yeah, this one's clean. It doesn't really even need to be wiped down or anything. I'll give it a little wipe, but it's pretty clean. There we go. That's pretty clean. Yeah, you can see it's pretty clean. Okay, so this is the housing for all of it. This will drop back in. You can see it's concave because it's a lens piece. Concave goes out, right? And then that goes in, and it needs to sit in there. I'm gonna poke it with my finger and smudge it so it will get jiggled with until it sits. Check it, make sure it's still clean. Oh, a little smudge. There we go. And this will go in behind that piece and go down. Oops. Maybe it doesn't go that way. Sure it does. Okay. See it sitting in there flush? And then we just screw the two back together. Which I want to make sure it's the right way. It's this way. It's the outside. Oh, and that's not in there correctly. Of course not. Hold on, let me figure this out. Okay, that took me an extra 5 minutes, but it's back in place. It was flipped upside down. Cool. Okay, so now to put it back together is the same thing as before, just reverse. So before I change the camera, to start, it will be this screwing back in to here. There we go. All right, so this needs to sit back into here. I will not lie, there are a few, by few I mean some, and by some I mean a couple fingerprint marks still on the lens. I'm gonna be honest, it's an old lens and it's better than it was before, so I don't care. But this just goes back in and screws in, and this is impossible to do with one hand, so unless... Oh, okay. I'm not gonna sit here and do this with one hand for you guys, sorry. There we go. Back in. And now this ring will go back in and sit in here, line up with the holes underneath it, and screw in. Okay. I don't know why I didn't use this camera angle before. I'm kind of stupid, sorry. But this just lines up with holes under it, which are there. Okay, and now I have to collect for my assortment of screws. It's these ones, right? Yes, and they go in very carefully. All right, that one's in. I gotta change out my drill bit or screwdriver piece, whatever they're called. To Phillips head, which is not wanting to go in, and you just screw it in. There you go, boom. Yeah, you can see it's still a little smudgy in there, but I'll take a little, and I lost the hole that this goes into there. I'll take a little smudgy over fungus and really smudgy. And you know, if I wasn't impatient, I would have just waited until tomorrow and got rubbing alcohol, and maybe I will in the future, but also like I think it'll be fine. I don't think it's going to affect the photo quality that much. It's an old camera as it is, and I'll be honest, I don't even know if it works because I've never developed a film roll from it yet. So I don't really feel like going through all the trouble of completely fixing everything up if it's not going to work. But we'll see. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it does work. Maybe I love it. And maybe then I'll really take this thing apart and be like, oh my God, I really got to clean it. But for now, this is good enough. And you can see we are, Jesus, almost done with the screws. These screws at least. Then we do the other screws, which are even smaller, so it'll be fun. Okay, that's all on. And the only other thing is to screw this back down, which just screws in to the front, threads in. This is one's kind of a process. It's a little annoying. There we go, boom, and it's back in. Okay, so we got to get the aperture part back on first though. It is pretty dirty, and I'm wondering, it looks like there's some screws that come out here. I wonder if that will pull out the glass inside of here. We're gonna figure out. It'll be a fun little test. I would say yes, because this is feeling, you can hear it, it's loosening up. If not though, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really feel like taking all of it apart. Especially in here, it's kind of a little trickier to take apart. I don't know if that's just gonna come out like that. Oh, yes it will. Cool. Well, there you go. If you're ever wondering what a lens element looks like, here it is. Feels like it unscrews. This is where I'm scared I might just break the lens completely. But if that happens, you know, you live and learn. No. Cool, alright, so. Wondering, that just, I think, sits in there like that. Yes, I'm touching it with my fingers, get over it. I'll wipe off the face of them. I don't really feel comfortable taking everything apart though, just to get any huge smudges off the front. Yeah, looks better. Let me get the fuzz from that off. Look at this. Yeah, if you ever use a paper towel on something, people say, oh my god, don't use a paper towel, oh my god. It's fine. Just make sure you go over it after with something that will pick up the fibers from the paper towel. Yeah, that's like in there. I don't really think that's gonna come out very easily, unless this part unscrews. Let's give it a twist. Oh, I have a feeling it doesn't. All right, I think that's good enough for now. Especially from where this was. Oh, I just left a huge fingerprint on the lens. Boom, fingerprint gone. Okay, cool. I mean, it does have that. Let me give it one. I give it one little try. That's it, just one little try. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna move. And honestly, it doesn't look that horrific, so I'm okay with it. God, how did this just go in here? Like this. And I'm assuming this goes a certain way. This went like this, actually. I'm foolish. Alright, these line up. Okay. And now the fun part of screwing this back together and not losing the screws and not unaligning the holes and all of that. Okay. There we go, boom. Where is that from? Oh, Jesus. I feel like that just fell. I think I just heard it fall. Okay, so we have a rogue screw. I have no idea where this came from. I just looked at the video and it fell. Like in between me screwing, like picking up this screw and screwing this screw and screwing it in, it just like fell. I don't know where it could have came from. I'm gonna take this one back out because it's the same size as all these, so it's from something here. I'm gonna take this back out and see if I can see anywhere on the inside that would fit. If I can't find it though, I'm just gonna put it back together and hopefully it'll work. Okay, I think it came from right there. I'm gonna assume, because there is no other place that would have come from, and that's what the aperture, yeah, that's the aperture ring. Oh, so actually I don't know what that would do. I feel like I just accidentally jumped this thing over where it should have been. Okay, crisis averted, back in where it should be. Working correctly. All it is a stupid fix. This just slides out and it pushes back. So, simple fix. Okay, back to one, getting the smudge off of this that I just put on it. Screwing it in, putting it back together. Yep. Oh, wait. Duh. The whole reason I took this thing apart. Put the screw back into it. Yeah, I need a flashlight. There we go. Okay, maybe that doesn't go in there because it doesn't look like it's threading. Oh no, it is. It is. We're back. It's just kind of hard because it's at an angle. The screw is not at an angle anymore, but it was. And the screwdriver has to be at an angle because that piece is in the way of it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where the screw came from. And it's again a game of lining the screws up and screwing them in. And wait a minute. Oh my god. No way. Okay, hold on. So that rogue screw from earlier, there should be 3 screws in here. These are the screws for this piece. So that screw actually does not go in there, and I got to take it apart again, take the screw out, and put it back in here. I'm not going to film that, but I'm going to take it back apart and get that screw out of there so that I can screw back together. Got it. I also realized I didn't seat this back in correctly last time, and the ring wasn't working, so I'm going to do that, and I'll see you guys when where I was a second ago. This is what I mean too by the seating thing. Watch this. So now when it's seated, if I let go, it snaps back, and you can see it's opening. Before it wasn't doing that, so I just didn't have it seated correctly. Okay, so I realized this has to go back in a specific way so everything lines up, all the graphics and stuff. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error of me testing the different positions on it to see which one is right. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I think that is our lens back together. Wow. Okay, so an update. I had to take it back apart again because the focus roller was not, it wasn't going through the full way. Like, it was only going, you can't really see it, but it was only going a couple inches instead of like this, or not inches, it was only going like a couple centimeters. Now it's running through the whole focus, so now we're good. Now I'm going to put it back together. Cool. Let me show you where we're at. Okay, so we're done. Thank God, because I was getting sick of doing this. You can see all the screws are back in. They rotate through the full focus range. I might tighten the screws a little bit because it's a little loose, but it's just a matter of taking this off and retightening the screws, which, oops, I did not tighten that down all the way. My bad. But you see everything lines up. We can go through the aperture and no more fungus. It's a little smudgy. I don't care. It'll work. And for a 40-year-old lens, which is not even my main camera, and I don't even know if it works, it's good enough. Anyway, yeah, I'll show you it on the camera, and that'll be it. What's up, adorable people? So I'm literally at the end of editing this video, and the last clip got corrupted, so I guess I'll give you a look the day after I shot this video. But you can see it's back on the camera. It's nice. Here, take a little look. Can I focus this? Yeah, the lens is out of focus, but take my word for it. It works. That can go back. You may be wondering, am I wearing pants? No, I'm not. Anyway, if you like this little video, I'll have some more coming. Please subscribe. Please like. Please, please, please. Okay, bye.